Adam Cohen gave his educational solution of a recent controversial issue in America. His article, A Legal Puzzle, Can a Baby Have Three Biological Parents?, is his view on the recent issue, the new technology capable of creating a baby with more than two parents. He mainly focused on how this new technology will change court decisions on who is or who is not the biological parent of a child. His argument is that it would be better for courts to side with who intended the child to be created rather than the biology of the child, the actual DNA of a baby. However, he never fully explains why it would be better to side with intent rather than biology. His argument falls apart in 3 points. The first point is he does not use recent evidence to support his argument. Second, he leaves unanswered questions of what would happen if someone denied the intent of their own child. Third, he never defines where that line will need to be drawn between or for courts to decide when it stops becoming an issue of biology and starts becoming an issue of intent. Like I said, he did not have recent evidence. His main evidence were 3 court cases that he used. He used induction to make an argument by example. However, these 3 court cases are from the 1960s, the 1980s, and 1993. Those are really old court cases. He's using these court cases to prove that the law of parenthood is badly muddled, in his words. So my question is, where are the more recent cases? If it's so badly muddled right now, then how come he has to go back to court cases over a decade old to get any proof of that? He needs more recent cases. Also, his argument would have been stronger if he mentioned how the use of assisted reproduction has risen dramatically, such as Elizabeth McDonald pointed out in her article. Moving on to my second point, if courts abandon biology, doors will be opened for parental denial. I'll explain. For example, if a 15-year-old girl has a baby she had no intention of creating, then she has no legal rights to be that child's mother. This would open the floodgates for biological parents to abandon any legal rights they have on a child. This sounds like nonsense. Anyone would say that, no, this person had the baby, this girl had the baby, it came from her body, it's her baby, she has legal right until she does something to get rid of that right legally, such as adoption. However, that would lead us back to the problem of siding with biology instead of intent. So, again, I repeat, this would open the floodgates for things like that. Not to mention, a child also has rights. James G. Dwyer wrote in his article, A Constitutional Birthright, the State, Parentage, and the Rights of Newborn Persons, on just that. It reads of how a child has the right to the parent that can properly care for him. So, where do the courts draw the line? When does the matter stop becoming an issue of biology and start becoming an issue of intent? That leads us right back to the dilemma that we are in right now. So, Cohen needs to expand on how intent would be better than just leading everybody in a big circle. Cohen leaves the readers with unanswered questions. His examples cannot stand the test of recency. This leaves most of his support to question even small reasons, such as how the duties of child support is mainly pushed on a child's biological father, which Leslie Harris pointed out in her article, The Basis for Legal Parentage and the Clash Between Custody and Child Support. But if the government sided with intent, the true biological father would be paying that bill. He really just needed to explain further how the courts need to go from intent, or from biology to intent. It just doesn't explain why it's so much better to go from biology, because in reality we would end up back in the same predicament that we are in. So you need to show both sides of the argument and explain why intent is so much better.